You momentarily. So I'm Kim Watson. I'm the founder and executive director of Project Joy. I just want to officially welcome you to our Youth Artificial Intelligence Career Learning Program, cohort number 3, pitch session. Woo! We're so excited. This is the opportunity where our youth who have completed our 6-week training program gets to share with you what they've learned as far as artificial intelligence, and also what their ideals are on how AI can be used to improve the career field they're interested in or something that they're passionate about. So that's it. I don't want to steal any thunder. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to turn it over to Derek Gordon. He's Project Joy's youth coordinator, as well as our program coordinator. And Derek, go ahead and take it from here.
Hey, thanks everyone for joining, and I'm just gonna take over and all right, yes, there you go. All right, cool. So I just want to give everyone a little bit of rundown on our Youth AI training program. So it's funded by LA County and DMH. It's a 1-year pilot, and the program is the program design is 6 weeks in total. The first 2 to 3 weeks we focus on facilitating a program created by our partner, AI EDU, and Ms. Aura Tanner, which focuses on the fundamentals of learning artificial intelligence. And then the next 3 weeks focus on soft skills. And the students actually get certified in 10 different soft skills by the New World of Work curriculum. And throughout this program, we really emphasize and sprinkle in mental health learning exercises. And the overall goal of this program is to increase awareness and diversity in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we're really focusing on creating access to AI careers through guest speakers, mentorships, internships, and other work projects. So we thank everyone for joining us today. And I gotta just personally say, like, when I thought of artificial intelligence, before I learned about this program, I thought of Terminator 2, iRobot. And then I learned that AI isn't necessarily just robots. It's more about algorithms, predictions, and patterns. And it's actually already here. It's not something that's 10 years out. It's actually, you know, our smartphones, our Instagram, our social media, and different things like self-driving cars are right around the corner. So I learned a lot about facilitating this program. I learned a lot about artificial intelligence, and I'm really excited just to show you guys what our cohort has also learned. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our first our third cohort. This cohort consists of the majority were half high school students and then half students that just recently graduated from high school. And I just really got to give a big shout out to all the parents also that encourage their students to, encourage their sons and daughters to participate in this program. And let's move on. So I want to introduce you to our first cohort member, and her name is Dawn. So Dawn, you got the floor. Share with us your project and introduce yourself.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to share my screen so that you can all see. So my name is Dawn, and I'm 18 years old. I live in Palmdale, and I'm going to the University of San Francisco. My project that I came up with for this AI pitch is called AI Care, and it's basically medical care at your fingertips. So the problem that I've experienced a lot with going to the hospital is going to the emergency room. Now, I looked it up, and most of the time, it takes about 40 to 90 minutes to get checked to see a doctor. And from my personal experience, you have to go to the hospital, you sign in, and you wait to talk to a doctor, and you wait to talk to a nurse, and you have to update medical information. And this can take a lot of time. And especially since you're going to the ER, you want things to go efficiently, quickly, you want to get in and out. So it's very common for patients and doctors to deal with stress. For the patients especially, you're already in pain, that's why you're there, you're uncomfortable, you're tired. The doctors and the nurses are just overworked with a bunch of people, and there's lots of stress. So this is why I came up with AI Care. Now, AI Care comes with an app or with a medical kiosk. And so first, we're going to talk about the app. When you download AI Care, you're automatically putting in all your information, your name, your address, your medical ID number, and you can save all this information so that you don't have to put it in every time you go to the doctors or anything like that. You can also unlock the app by using facial recognition, or you can use a password, which is commonly used. And you can add more personal information that you may not want to talk to a doctor about or a nurse and say it aloud in front of other people. So that could be the medication you're on, any allergies or any pre-existing health conditions. And you can also use other hospitals. You can also see other hospitals that are around you in case you're not going to the one you're that you have on your record. Like, as for me, I go to AV Hospital or Kaiser, but if I'm not closely by, you can find other hospitals that are close to you and go to that one, and you still have your medical information. As for the kiosk, you have to sign in using your medical ID number, your name, and or your password. And this one is a little bit different from the app. On here, you can check your heart rate, your blood pressure. You can scan for thermal imaging to check for internal problems that you may not even know are there. And you can also check for any diagnosis for whatever you're experiencing, any symptoms and things like that. And the kiosk is mainly there to help with human to human contact. Now, obviously, because of COVID, you may not want to touch a machine that hundreds of other people have touched that day. So that's also why I came up with the app, so that it's, you know, where your phone's been and you can also get there quicker. And basically the app and the kiosk are there to limit the amount of time you spend in the hospital, especially in the emergency room. So instead of sitting down and signing in and then explaining your whole problem to the nurse and then waiting and then explaining it again to the doctor, you input your information, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain you're feeling, and you type in all the symptoms. On the kiosk, like I said before, you can check your heart rate, your blood pressure, and things like that. So all the typical questions that you get asked by a nurse or a doctor, you're already putting in that information. And instead of waiting to explain this again to a nurse, you can just go straight to the doctor. Now, the important facts about this is that, like I said with the machine, the diagnosis is there just to help you get an idea of what you may be experiencing. It doesn't mean it's 100% what you're experiencing. So it's just there to help, but the diagnosis can be wrong. So the doctors are there to help. Obviously, that's what you're there for. But the doctors and the other nurses are there to help to get the proper diagnosis of what you're feeling. And it said that 163 million Americans visit the ER annually. And for a time to be from 40 to 90 minutes is a long time for millions of Americans to experience every day by going to the emergency room. Obviously, when you go to the emergency room, you want things to get done quickly. So I'm hoping that with this app and with the machine, you can get in and out of there and you're taken care of faster. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Wow, that's great. Thank you, Dawn. And we encourage all of our guests to feel free to ask questions to our students and engage. So I want to just go around. Does anyone have any questions or comments or anything that you'd just like to say?
I have a comment, Derek, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, way to go, Dawn. That was a great presentation, and what an awesome project that you've created there. Definitely need that. And then lastly, I just want to say proud moment, Osis, mama moment. That's all.
Wow, yes. Thank you for that, Kimberly. Yes, very proud moment. That's an amazing pitch for sure, Dawn. And does anyone else want to share any comments or have any questions or anything that you'd like to say regarding Dawn's pitch?
I have a question for Dawn. Hi, Dawn. I'm from AIEDU. First of all, really, I mean, excellent presentation, honestly, really like above and beyond. So I love that you have the app and the kiosk and that you thought of like the different things that those different machines would be good at. When you imagine the kiosk, do you imagine that it can do all of the things the app does and those other things? Or do you see them as like two separate but complementary pieces to the process?
Basically, they'd be doing the same thing. Like I said, when you go to the doctor, you have to explain what you're feeling. And then they do on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does the pain hurt? So basically, you'd be inputting all that information, whether you're using the app or on the kiosk machine. And then the kiosk also has the benefit of checking blood pressure. And when you put that wrap around your arm to check for the heart rate and stuff like that. So that's just like an added thing. And then on the app, you can do like the facial recognition, and you can update your medical information and things like that. So they both kind of have a little bit more on each thing, but all in all, they do the same thing, and it's just to get you out of the hospital faster.
Okay, I love that. That really stood out to me, because I think also when we think about accessibility, right, you're thinking, what if someone doesn't have a smartphone, right? And are they going to be at a disadvantage in an emergency situation? But they won't, right? Because you've also included this kiosk that exists at the hospital and has the same and even some additional functionality. And so I really love that you kind of thought that through. I also thought that the slides were really professionally designed, like visually speaking, really well done. And also just like an excellent description of the problem itself. Like I was already sold when you started talking about it on the fact that we need something like this. And I think that's due to both like your personal connection to it, but also the really clear data that you provided in research on like what an issue this is for people, that people are waiting 40 minutes on average. I mean, that kind of thing I think was really useful. Yeah, and also brilliant, the idea that you might want to put your personal information into a machine so that you don't have to say it out loud. Like never thought of that. Absolutely brilliant idea. So really, 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 really well done. Like a great way to start the presentations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for that comment, Christy. And also, I have a comment for Carissa Kennedy and Kids in the Spotlight. And she says, I have a health insurance provider that is heavily focused on care through an app, and it's amazing. Definitely a great idea, Dawn. And the trajectory I see the industry going with advocates like you. All right. Wow. Yeah, a lot of great feedback. And Oleg Kagan says, this would be great to have at smaller clinics too. All right, great. And Christine says, an engaging and inspiring presentation that presents an innovative solution to a pressing problem. Wow. Yeah. All right, a lot of great feedback.
Can I say one thing? This is Aura from AIEDU. Excuse me. Kind of echoing what Christina was saying. And I thought back to my days in undergrad. I went to school in New Orleans. They definitely need to have this at Memorial. I guess my question to you, like you did an excellent job framing the question. I think about, say, like a place like New Orleans, and kind of in general, where people they're not familiar with artificial intelligence or just technology in general. How would you incentivize people who just depend on doctors to, say, use a kiosk because it is a machine? So what are your thoughts around how
to I know, especially with technology, since it's advanced, it's selling every day. So I know, especially like older people, like I can imagine my grandpa trying to use this kiosk machine and him having trouble. So obviously you can still go talk to a nurse and explain everything, but honestly, I just feel like making it easy and readable, especially with nowadays the font can be really small because they're trying to put a bunch of information, and like just simple things like that I feel like can help them kind of get more comfortable with using the machine or the app and getting more comfortable with technology in general. So I don't know, hopefully that works. If not, then I'll just refer you to the nurse and that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, this is fantastic.
Hi, this is Osas, Don's mom, proud mom. Congratulations, good job, Don. Definitely a big thanks to Project Joy, Kim. Thank you so much. A big thanks to the whole AIEDU people. Derek Gordon has been amazing. Don't want to steal your show, but I wanted to comment on two things and ask a quick question. First one, again, I want to add to what you both said. That patient privacy thing, where there have been jokes about how sometimes it's at the pharmacy, they're calling out your name and the prescription that you came to pick up. Now, everybody who's educated knows what your issues are. These kiosks would really help solve that problem. I think it is amazing. that those who are comfortable with it can go that route and input that information. But those who are not still have the nurses there to serve them. So it takes care of those who are not comfortable with technology or those who do not have it. But those who do can do that. So guess what? It accelerates the second point I wanted to highlight. Everybody's time at the emergency room. Those who know how to use this technology will go do it and get in and out. Those who don't, they don't have a long wait time anymore because only few people are actually talking to the nurse. So kudos on that. My question, and I may have missed this at the end, where does this information go? You check in, you put all that info, you sit down and you wait. Is it going to the nurse? Or did we just cut out the nurse and are we now seeing the doctor? I'm just wondering, maybe you said it and I missed it. Could you recap that part for me?
No, that's a really good question. I think maybe I jumped over that out of nerve anxiety, but basically this is all the information that you're putting in while you're at the ER is going straight to the doctor. Because I know, I'm not sure how it works, but I know like at the dentist, when you sign in, they have their list and like, oh, our 4 p.m. is for Dawn or for Aaron, whoever. And so all this would go to the doctor. And then once they get it on their, I don't know, their system, their computer, wherever they get their information from, they'll know who's next at the ERs, who they need to check. And so that's how they'll get the information. But yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, thank you everyone for, this is a lot of great feedback. Thank you very much for all your questions, all your comments, and this was a really great presentation, Dawn. So thank you. Next, we're gonna move on to our next presentation, and that is by Christy. And let's see, I'm not sure if Christy, there she goes.
Are you guys able to see it?
Yes.
So my name is Christy. I'm going to college to start my education to hopefully become a teacher in the future. So for my AI pitch project, I wanted to make a app that would really be able to help teachers, because math is the subject that most people, they have to go into a special education class for because of just how difficult and complex it is. As someone interested in joining the educational field and special education sector, the topic that most students struggle with is math. I myself had to go to remedial math courses for multiple years, and it was embarrassing and stigmatizing at times. An app that could teach students math the way a teacher could without the frustration a teacher could have from having to repeat themselves multiple times would be incredibly useful to both teachers and students. The app would also be able to track students' learning data to see how much the app has helped improve students with their math understanding. Math Teacher Pro is an AI-powered app that is especially made for tablets with pen capabilities, such as the iPad. Math Teacher Pro has extensive knowledge of math that it has studied the equations and answers for, so students can handwrite the math problems onto the app. And if the answer is wrong, it would circle which part in the equation was wrong and explain step by step how to fix it. This is an app to promote math in the educational settings at home or at school at all levels, from kindergarten to college level mathematics. Teachers would be able to have their students work out the math equations via school iPad, so each student could get individual help via the app, and teachers wouldn't be stretched so thin. Math is a subject that most students struggle with, whether it's teachers not explaining the math topic well or the math being shown to be only solved in one way. Many kids feel embarrassed to ask for help because they might feel judged for not being able to understand right away. Math Teacher Pro solves this problem by letting kids learn in their own way. Math Teacher Pro allows students to handwrite the equation into the app to solve it, and the AI would solve the equation and explain where the student made the error. It would walk the student step by step with audio on how to solve it in an interactive way. And if that doesn't work, it would attempt to explain how to solve it in many different ways for different learning styles, like with videos or practical examples that they could try with another equation. Math Teacher Pro would use AI and machine learning. The data inputted would be several types of math from several grade levels, from kindergarten to college level math. Math professionals such as teachers or professors would fill out these levels of equations, and the machine will learn the pattern of how to solve these equations. Once the AI learns how to solve the problems, data would be inputted that is incorrect to see how the program will try to explain the equation in an easy to understand way. Potential limitations could be that there is enough data for the AI to know how to solve a specific problem, but this can be solved by a teacher opening the Help Math Teacher Pro Learn feature and enter the math problem and solve for the equation and provide the answer. So the app could learn this new equation and be able to solve it in the future. So this allows for the app to continuously learn. Some potential risk could be that the app would be limited by a paywall because the app needs to be able to update and stay relevant for many years to come in the educational sector. So there needs to be a team of developers constantly working and improving the app and its math solving algorithms. This could limit the app to only students or schools that could afford to pay that price, leaving out the low income schools and students that would benefit the most from the app. Advertising could make the app free, but it would be targeted towards young students, and that would be predatory and distracting the young kids from learning. So that probably shouldn't be used. Other apps would show a photo of how to solve the equation with a written explanation, which is hard for people struggling with math to understand and would just encourage copying the answer without actually understanding like how to solve for the equation. Math Teacher Pro would be different because it allows students to handwrite the equation into the app, and algorithm would read the handwriting and learn the patterns to predict how to solve it, and then explain where the student made the error and walk the student step by step with audio how to solve it in an interactive way. This is important because back in 2019, before even COVID, just over half of public school students who took the state standardized test, English language arts test at a grade level, they met English standards, but only 4 in 10 were proficient in math, meaning that only 39.7% of students met math standards on the California Assessment of Student Performance and Progress. And with COVID, it has only gone worse. Math Teacher Pro could help improve students' math scores by allowing them to practice math outside of school and help with homework when teachers or tutors are unavailable.
All right, great. All right, thank you, Christy. All right, perfect. And at this time, I just want to say that that's an awesome app. I definitely need that. I definitely need assistance when it comes to math, and I think we all could relate to that. So at this time, I just want to go around. Does anyone have any questions or comments that you'd like to share with Christy?
I see Kim Perkins. Anna? Go ahead, Kim.
Hi. Again, another great presentation, but I put into the chat, everybody does learn differently. And I know that there's been a lot of change to the way our instructors are changing the curriculum and whatnot. And there's the new way of learning. I have all my friends that are on Facebook that are pulling their hair out, trying to understand the new way of teaching and whatnot. So this is genius, absolutely genius. And that's coming from somebody who never got out of basic math, but I spent 16 years in the financial industry. But, learned how to use it. Don is busted up. Seriously. But yeah, what an amazing idea to come up with. And it would be beneficial, universal for sure. Like Derek was saying, he could use it. I think everybody in this room can use it and then some. So great job. Really well done presentation. Thank you.
Wow, great feedback. And thanks for sharing that with us. And I see Carissa from Kids in the Spotlight. She says, maybe you could do something like every table with price for the app so it's lower cost and low income zip codes and make it more affordable and accessible for everyone. All right, great idea. All right, and Jalissa says, wow, these numbers are eye-opening. Thank you so much, Christy. This is an amazing solution to our current math challenges. We need this vision. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, and Christine says, I was impressed how this presentation took into account the various stigmas that hinder struggling students from improving in math. That's really correct. And the very real struggles of teachers dealing with limited time and resources. Extremely forward thinking here about what it takes to improve education. Wow. All right, well done, Christy. All right.
If I could jump in and say something.
Absolutely.
Excellent job, Christy. I was going to say this entire presentation just shows the depth to which you understand the limits of AI, like what it can actually do, but also what it can't do. So I love that you had the button on there to help Math Teacher Pro learn. So you know that AI has to be trained, that it does need historical data, that it's not this magic box that can just answer any math problem. So that was just very astute. I also like that you did not take out the writing part of the math on the part of the students, because that's a lot of times when people make things, they just automate everything and you're just putting in numbers, but the actual processing and understanding comes when you're actually writing out those problems. So that was just excellent. That once again, showing you understand what AI is best at, but what humans still need to do. So this was like stupendous.
Wow. Thank you. Such great feedback, Ms. Ora. Thank you very much. And I see we have so Christina from AI EDU says she loves that this is handwritten, and Miss Osa says, where was this at when I was in school? And I agree with that. All right, great. So a lot of great feedback. Thank you everyone for just sharing your thoughts and comments. And really great job, Christy. All right, next we're gonna move on to our third student, and that is Labi.
Hi, nice to meet you all. Good afternoon. My name is Labi Miranda, and this is my pitch project. I hope you guys like it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on my mic.
Hi there. My name is Labi Miranda and I am a junior in high school. I want to pursue a career in medicine and help save the lives of others. I once had a family friend who died alone because he was not able to receive the help he needed since no one was there to help. It was too late by the time he was found. With life in risk, this could have been prevented. Life and Wrist is a helpful and comfortable bracelet used to alert medical officials if your health is at risk. People who live or are often alone are at a higher risk of dying due to not being near help. It could be too late to search for a phone to call 911. Life and Wrist is designed to have your medical history data and address ready to be sent in the case of an emergency. This important information can be sent with a quick press of a button located on the top of the bracelet. Very simple and easy to do. Life and Wrist will require your medical history data, personal information, and address. This information is needed for medical officials to inform them of your past diseases, illnesses, and/or disabilities. An address is needed for them to be able to reach you as soon as possible. All this information will allow them to take action quickly, increasing the chances of your survival. Being alone is no longer a worry relating to health emergencies. More lives can be saved. Life and Wrist, like any AI, also has its flaws. Risks include hacking, leaking of private information, and death before the arrival of help. With the help of humans, these risks can be decreased. Humans are needed to input medical history, age, race, and location information into the Life and Wrist app, which is connected to the bracelet. The information would then be ready to be sent with a quick press of a button. The bracelet will also be able to make predictions of possible future health problems from the data added by you. This will allow you to seek help quickly to prevent future possible health problems.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, baby. And I just got to say how impressed I am just with you and everyone else's pitches. Lady is in high school, and I'm just really blown away by this project and what she was able to put together. And in the chat, Donna Hill, she says, "Wow, this is perfect for the senior community," and I agree. And at this point, I just want to open it up. Does anyone want to share any comments that they have for Lady or have any questions?
Yeah, I can share a little bit, maybe. This is something that I say over and over, and so some people in this room have heard me say it many times, but I think that when students ask, how do you think of a problem to solve? I think so often the best way to go is to try to think of something that you have a personal connection to, right? Something that you've experienced or someone close to you has experienced that you think you could solve for other people. And I think that in introducing the problem, you were kind of really candid and vulnerable about why you made this. And that to me made a real impact on understanding why we need something like this. I also love that it's kind of a bracelet and it's simple and it's not necessarily like a giant clock that has to hang around your neck like some of these things have been in the past, if we all know what I'm talking about. And then I know Aura put it in the chat, but I agree that I think that you really were smart in saying, it's not only this life alert thing, but it also has predictive power, right? Which is where the power of AI really comes in. And I think that is kind of what would set you apart and what could really make the difference in saving lives, is that the AI can be used to kind of anticipate what kinds of things might happen or go wrong. So really, really well done. I loved it.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Wow, great feedback. Thank you for that, Christina. And I see that Miss Kimberly Perkins also had her hands raised. Do you have
I do.
Yep, there you go.
A comment and a question. Again, I just want to echo, it's a brilliant idea. What an amazing job you did. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And we're very sorry for the loss of your family member. That must have been very difficult. But they say out of difficulties are you can dream up amazing things, and that's exactly what you've done here. I just have one question. I know, we have the button, the biggest clocks or whatever Christina had said. But let's say, for instance, I don't know if you thought this further, but what happens if, somebody just like goes down, boom, they're like out, they don't have an opportunity to hit that button. Is there been a thought process for you to have, like a backup plan or something like the measuring of your vitals that may be able to trigger a transmission as if you were able or you were coherent to hit that button? Just curious.
Yes, I actually did think about it, but
Good.
so since the bracelet has the ability to predict future, I could say future health emergencies, it would immediately know basically that you are in a critical condition and it would send the alert. So this
Oh
is
my
why
gosh, you're even more amazing.
Thank
Job
you.
well done, sweetheart. Way to go. And my personal story is my father fell over dead at a business luncheon without any warning. So, that's amazing. So good job. I can't wait for that to hit the market.
Thank you so much.
Great comment, great feedback. We really appreciate your engagement. All right, great. And Naomi has a question, and Naomi is actually a alumni from our previous cohort.
Hi. So I just wanted to like personally say this. It's like the pitch project that you just presented was absolutely amazing. And it reminded me so much of my own pitch project, which I presented a few months ago. And I think this would potentially help future lives. Like I really loved how you presented it. And I just had to like, physically tell you that.
Thank you. This means a lot, really. Thank you.
One more question.
Wow. Man, thanks for that feedback, Naomi. And Carissa, she says, or actually I'll scroll up. So Carmen, she says that she thinks it would be cool for an additive type of scan that the bracelet could have, that the EMT or medical professionals could scan to view their medical history quickly to help get a quick grasp of the situation at hand. All right, cool comment. Ms. Watson says super brilliant. And Byron Brantley, he says this idea is definitely on point and on time. Well done. And Carissa from Kids in the Spotlight, she agrees with Carmen. Anything that notes allergies or any other medical conditions that may need to be part of the diagnosis or treatment. Wow. Ms. Osa says, great pitch. Thanks for sharing this. Great idea. The strengths, including the predictive feature to sow a preventative seed in the minds of the users, to schedule an appointment before an emergency, and the disclaimer that it is not perfect. So much needed. All right, wow. This is just really great. Thank you guys all for your comments. Kimberly, did you have another question, or let's see, I see a hand raised. I wasn't sure. All right, that might be old. All right, let's see at this point.
I did have one last question.
Sure.
How did you get your PowerPoint to do that? Do all the speaking for you? I want to learn how to do that.
It's an app called Animaker, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And basically it gives you the option to use your own voice or to use the AI voice. So I
know in my business world, I have to use my own voice, but I've never seen that. So added extra bonus for you. Good job.
Thank you.
Great question. Yes. All right. And thank you for that, Labi. And next we're going to move on to our cohort member, Jalil.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jalil Gray. I recently just graduated from Antelope Valley High School. I plan on attending California State Fresno, and my major is in history. I'm gonna go ahead and start my. I'm gonna have like a video and like a presentation. Like y'all see it. I'll set it up. Hold on, give me a second. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Gentlemen, my name is Jalil Gray, and today I am presenting a product I feel that multiple families can benefit from. It's called Gone But Not Forgotten. There are thousands of soldiers dying in the military every day. Families are losing their loved ones on a day-to-day basis. Me and my organization have come up with an idea that can hopefully help families across the U.S. and eventually the entire world. We have created a product very similar to what people would call a hologram. After the passing of Michael Jackson, TV did a live hologram concert for him. We have come up with a product that is very similar to that concept. Basically, it is a circular device that activates with the click of a button. This device provides these families that have lost these loved ones a holographic figure that looks exactly like the loved one these families have lost. We base our data and how this holographic figure acts based off examiners we have set around the Army bases to examine military bases, to examine these soldiers and how they act and what they do on a day-to-day basis. These holograms can do almost anything. You can ask these holograms questions, and you can ask these holograms questions, and you can initiate conversations with them, and they will respond in a way that the soldier acts. So, ladies and gentlemen, act fast. Get your Gone But Not Forgotten device today and relive these moments you've lost with your precious loved ones. Hello, my name is Jalil Gray, and this is part 2 of my pitch video. I'm doing a part 2 because I failed to answer the 5 questions in my first video. I'm going to start this off by giving a very brief summary of my pitch project. The name of my pitch project is called Gone But Not Forgotten. Basically, it's a circular device that provides the customer a very realistic holographic figure of the loved one that they have lost in the military. The hologram looks exactly like the deceased soldier and acts exactly like the deceased soldier. Now on to the questions. The first question is, what is your future career and how will it benefit from your idea? So if I'm gonna be honest, my future career is not to be in the military. It's more of like a backup plan. Like if all else fails, if my plan, just doesn't work out, I will join the military, and I guess we could all see how that could benefit. With one day, God forbid, if I was to pass in the military, my parents or my grandmother, they could get like a holographic device, and they could benefit from that. I wouldn't be able to benefit from it personally, but my family would. How is your idea an example of AI? As I said in the first video, you can actually have conversations with this figure, and you can ask it questions. And basically, it's going to be an AI answering the questions, having conversations with you. But the AI's behavior and the way it answers these questions is based off what the examiners got in these military bases, and how these is going to be exactly like having a conversation with the loved one that you lost. Third question: what data will your idea need, and how will it collect it? Like I said, I would say the data that it needs is probably going to be how these soldiers reacted before they passed, or how they acted before they passed, basically just what their behavior was, and it would be collected, like I said in the first video, like examiners that are scattered around the base taking notes and evaluating how these soldiers act and how they go about their day. What are the potential risks or limitations of your idea? I would say the limitations would be, at the end of the day, it's not going to be the same thing, and some people are going to realize that, like, it's not going to be the same. Some people may be able to deal with it, but some people won't. It's not going to be the same thing. It's not going to be that exact person. It's going to be like a holographic figure of this loved one that they lost. So I would say that's a limitation. That is, there's not going to be any physical activity with this figure or anything. You're just going to be able to talk to them. So that's probably a limitation right there. And 5, what human skills will be needed to complete your idea? Definitely the examiners, like I said before, and definitely the MIT people, building the AI, knowing what it's made out of, and things of that nature. So yeah, that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Wow. All right. Perfect, Jaleel. Thank you very much for that presentation. You put a lot of time and effort into this, and just myself as a veteran, I really appreciate this concept, and I feel like that this is perfect, something that I would definitely want to see in the process. And at this point, I want to give everyone else an opportunity to share any comments or ask Jaleel any questions. And Ellen says, great job, Jaleel. Very informative presentation and a creative solution to loss. And Derica Rogers says, good job, Jaleel. I feel that you added the pros and the cons. All right, great.
If I could say something. Great job on this, Jaleel. I'm not sure if you might have seen in the news, this actually kind of made me think about the Anthony Bourdain case that's kind of out there. He was like a famous chef, and they created the documentary, and it sounds like he's narrating it, but it's actually an AI. They trained it to sound like his voice. And you can do the same thing. This is basically creating deep fakes, I guess, for the family members to be able to preserve the memory. So I guess my question for you is what permissions, or as far as once the soldier has passed, who decides what gets to happen with their data? Because you would need a lot of data to basically train it to act and behave. So just want to get your thoughts around that piece, the privacy of data, even though the person is deceased.
It would definitely be the family's choice on whether or not they wanted us to convert the data into the device and create the hologram. But let's say, for instance, if his mother was still alive, or maybe his daughter, it would be up to, like, if his daughter was an adult, of course, it would be up to them to decide whether or not they wanted the data, configured into the device. We wouldn't just do it without no permission. We would, of course, ask them to see if they're okay with it. And of course, ask them personally if it's okay for us to examine them as well.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great. And thanks for that, Miss Ora. And Byron Brantley, he says, thinking out of the box with this one. I love the idea and the fact that we'll always have a connection with loved ones. All right, great comment. Thanks for that, Byron. And Carissa says, what a gift to families that have lost loved ones, especially those who paid the ultimate price serving our country. All right, really deep. A really great, impactful project. So I thank you for sharing that with us, Jaleel.
Thank you.
All right, and yes, and Jalissa also, who's a military veteran, she comments, thank you, Jaleel, for thinking about our military families. We miss out on so many moments with our families, so to be able to have that experience will be invaluable. And I totally agree. All right, perfect. And we're gonna move on next to our next cohort member, Joy.
Hi everyone, I'm Joy and I'm going to share my screen now. Hi, so my pitch project is about finding and researching marine mammals, and I just want to start off by introducing myself. So I'm Joy. I will soon be starting my senior year of high school, and I always have loved animals, and I'm considering studying marine biology in college, which is why I wanted to choose this as a topic for my pitch project. And I also think it's important for me to mention some of the key threats that are affecting ocean life right now. So as you can see, there are things listed here like climate change, exploitation, industrial development, and pollution. But overfishing is actually the main threat that the ocean is facing right now. And if we keep fishing at the amount that we're currently fishing, then the oceans are predicted to be empty by 2048. So this is why I created the Marine Finder. This is a drone with a marine mammal recognition system. So it can detect and record all of the 7 species of marine mammals who live in the Arctic year-round, including the bowhead whale, beluga whale, narwhal, ringed seal, bearded seal, walrus, and polar bear. This is very important because scientists do have drones taking images of wildlife, but theirs often don't know how to recognize animals, while mine can narrow it down to the specific species. So right now, researchers actually have to spend hours looking through images and are often sent pictures that don't even include a mammal in the photo. But if they were to use the Marine Finder, we would be able to send them photos and videos taken by our drone with the species already identified for them. And how it works is that the Marine Finder collects data and facial scans of Arctic mammals and compares them to thousands of existing photos of that same species on the internet. And for example, it's not only detecting faces, it also can detect different behaviors and activities that the animals do daily. So the AI will then learn what a polar bear looks like when it's hunting, what a seal looks like when it's escaping that polar bear, or what a group of migrating whales looks like. And some of the benefits of this is that it's going to save scientists years of repetitive and tedious work. And it's also going to make knowledge about marine mammal populations much more accurate, which is very important for conservation. Our drone can also cover and analyze larger areas faster than a scientist, and it can clearly record the animals without being invasive. And like I mentioned earlier, it will send the researchers photos and videos that include the mammal with the species already identified. So a risk of this is that there can be errors in species identification. So for example, I have the bearded seal on the left and the ringed seal on the right. And I think that we can see a few differences between the two, but I can imagine that artificial intelligence isn't always perfect. So I think it's possible that there can be mistakes made when trying to identify certain species. And this is just my closing statement. So I just want to say that research is one of the first steps to conservation, and understanding their population and behavior is just the beginning of the process, but it's going to be a big help. And the Marine Finder is going to save time so we can help animals faster. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for that, Joy. Really solid job. And I'm just so impressed. Such great visuals and such detailed information. And Oleg Kagan, she in the chat commented, nice job identifying a specific and important problem and adapting a solution. So really solid presentation. And at this time, I would like to go around and give everyone an opportunity to ask Joy any questions or make any comments.
I just want to say, I just learned so much in that like 60 seconds or however short your presentation was. Like, that was incredible. And I really could tell like how enthusiastic you are about the problem. But what really stood out to me was how clear your understanding of artificial intelligence is. I mean, like remarkably, like this is exactly the type of thing. I mean, honestly, I'd really like to use this as an example to other people. Like, this is really, really good. A very specific problem that you care about, and you knew exactly how AI could be used to not replace humans in the field, but help humans, like make them better at their jobs. And I loved that. Really good job.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you noticed that because I was being very careful to not make it like completely take the job of a researcher or a scientist. So thank you so much.
Wow, great feedback. And Ellen says, terrific job, Joy. Great looking presentation and wonderful idea for conservationism. And Claudine Fair, she says, great idea. Having worked in the drone industry, I can tell you this is a feasible AI application. All right, great. And Oleg says, gathering and organizing the data on the back end will be useful far beyond the individual scientists. All right, wow. And Miss Ora says, love, love, love that you are training the AI on mammals performing different tasks, not just looking at their faces or looking face on. This is very important. Wow, a lot of great feedback. I'm definitely impressed. And before we move on, I just want to give anyone the any last thoughts or questions that anyone may have. All right, cool. Thank you very much for this, Joy. And we're going to be moving on to Carlos.
Hello, everyone. I am Carlos Ramirez, and I'm going to be sharing my screen now. So, style and categorizing with polish, but before I begin, I want to give everyone a little bit about me, if it would go. So I'm 18, currently going to a Learn at Your Own Pace high school in California. I am an artist and hopefully soon to be MUA. I come from a family of 6 sisters, so only boys. You know, they're not going to let me leave the house looking not good. I do enjoy fashion. It's one way that I see people express themselves on the outside than how we express ourselves from within. And I hope to one day work for Blumhouse as an SFX artist. Now, I do want to give you a little commercial I made for my app. So let me. We just got the text from a friend that we're going to an amazing party this weekend. And you already have the best outfit in mind. One small problem, our closet is a bit of a mess right now. But no need to worry. Polished is here to save the day. Polished is an app where you can categorize your clothes to make your life a little bit easier and make your closet look better. So come on, let's get polished. Now, how will polish help you? So first, it would be you would create a closet folder in the app, which would then allow you to take the clothes from your closet, take photos of them, answer a little survey about them, for example, the type of fabric they are, if they are a t-shirt, graphic tee, the color, etc. And after you're done taking photos of all the clothes in your closet, you would click organize, which is at the very top right. After that, it would organize all the clothes you just inserted into categories. For example, different colored graphic tees starting from bright to darker, and etc. with all types of other clothes. Afterwards, you can just take the clothes that you had already taken out, gather them all, and organize your closet to how you want it. Because come on, everyone wants the ideal fashionista closet and easy grab and go clothes. Now, that's not the only thing this app will do. It'll also recommend clothing to you from brands and styles that maybe you never touched on, which is where you can go at the bottom left, where a small bag symbol will be, and you'll be able to order and purchase clothing from it, from brands like Nike or Sephora, other types of things that you maybe just thought, that's not my style. Now, how, again, it will help you is organizing from the images you give. It'll organize and continue to grow with you as you add more clothing into it, which will then lead you into giving a very nice closet. The way it'll grow with you is the more clothing you add to your closet folder, the more it learns about you, as it becomes your personal stylist. In the sense, the more you grow in your fashion taste, the more it grows. Now, how AI will be used. Now, AI is going to be used with algorithms that will connect different brands and styles to your personal closet. So it will be given data from brands inserted while also looking at certain trending styles now, while also using the algorithms to predict certain brands that maybe will catch your interest or styles that will also do the same thing, to give you a little more courage into stepping out of your comfort zone every day. Now, why I feel this is important is because society as a general judges you by your appearance. Everyone wants to step out with their best foot forward. And we can't do that if we're scrunching through our closet looking for the best outfit we can think of. It will also help us with our confidence. We always feel good when we look good. And if we can do that with such an easier way of grabbing clothes, it'll make you going out to a job interview or to a party feel 10 times better and even look better polished. Now, I didn't find many statistics on my thing, but I did ask people around me if they would use it. And I got a lot of different responses, as you can see. Some of them being very positive and amazing, saying that they would love it for their closet to get the way they want to look, being able to just feel confident, or even just making it easier to get out of bed and getting dressed in the morning. A lot of funny ones were just being able to buy clothes, or just shopping in general, adding to their closet more and more. And the one that I really liked was that it helped. Someone that I didn't think of said it helps with self-esteem, which is something that I'm glad, because I've had to deal with self-esteem for a long time. And feeling good in my outfits has always helped me with that. So I'm grateful that it could do that for somebody. Now, what I hope will come from this app is just making people happy. When you're happy, your outlook on life is happy. And that's what we need in life. We have so much going on, especially the pandemic we just went through. We need a good smile on our face every now and then. And if we can step out into the world looking happy, then we've already won the day. So come on, who's ready to get polished?
Nice. I love the title. Thanks for that, Carlos. Great presentation, great title, great pitch. I love the visuals. And I'm just going to scroll through a few of the comments. And let's see, as everyone's commenting, my screen keeps moving up. So I'm just trying to get down. But Angela, she had an interesting comment. She said that this reminds her so much of the application Cher has on her laptop from the movie Clueless. And that sparked a lot of discussion. A lot of people agreed also. And Carissa from Kids in the Spotlight, she loves how you use the name as a verb in the commercial, getting polished. Yes. And Jalissa agrees also with Angela regarding the Clueless movie. All right, got it. All right. And at this time, I want to open it up the floor. Does anyone have any thoughts or comments or questions that they have for Carlos and his presentation?
I'll go. I think I'm always going because I'm excited about all these ideas. But I was going to say, I almost feel like it's Dancing with the Stars. You nailed it. It was brilliant. Something you didn't mention that came to my mind with the organizing piece is just how much time people will save, because how much time do people spend trying to, and then they end up picking the same thing that they wear all the time anyways. So I was just like, this is brilliant because people will have more time, which also leads to happiness. And then I also just thought it would be really great because I used to teach preschool and also elementary school, just training and helping young children how to organize their closets and then keep it organized. So there's a lot of places this could be used in, but it was definitely very brilliant using, organizing by images, so you could organize in real life, which could be a tagline. But I love this. It's great.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that, Miss Aura. And Oleg Kagan, she says in the chat, I'd use this app. I've tried to take photos of my clothes in Google Photos, but it doesn't categorize for me. All right, great. And Ellen Smith says she loves the name. Fabulous presentation and idea. Well done, Carlos. All right. Donna Hill loves it. Derek Rajas, great concept. Sign me up. Claudine Fair, she says, very cool application to the fashion industry. Where do I download the app? And Ellen Smith does have a question. She says, would the photos be of just the clothes or the user wearing the clothes?
So it could be either. You could have photos of you wearing the clothes or also just photos of the clones, like clothes on a hanger, and it would work still either way.
Got it. Got it. All right, cool. And Donna Hill says absolutely that categorizing and suggestion part is golden. All right, great. And Byron Brantley says when you look and feel good from the inside out is essential on many levels. Fashionably well done. And Nick Kramer says that he made it in time to see 3. He's glad things weren't going faster. Oh, so he's just kind of chiming in. Thanks for joining us, Nick. And Nick was also one of our guest speakers from NASA this cohort. So we appreciate everything that he's done. And our intro slides at the beginning, we're gonna play them also towards the end, and it's gonna thank all of our guest speakers that have participated or will be participating in this cohort. So Nick, Byron, and everyone else that had the chance to join us so far, we thank you very much. All right, and Anthony Cervantes says he loved the stop animation for your presentation. Great job.
Thanks. I did make that. It took me about 6 hours to just get that, so I'm glad that someone enjoyed it.
Perfect. Well, thank you for presenting, Carlos. Really great feedback from everyone. Thank you for all your questions and thoughts. And next, we're going to move on to our final cohort member of the afternoon, and that's David.
All right, allow me to share my screen real quick. Give me a second. All right, cool. Y'all can see it, right? You guys can see it? All right, thank you. So Intelligent Washing Machines by David Otasoa. So before I pitch my project, I want to formally introduce myself first. My name is David Otasoa. I'm 18 years old and I am a soon-to-be student at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I run track and play football. I love video games, TV, and I enjoy working out, as you can see. And here's also a picture of my family. I have a twin who's also going to college and will be attending the University of San Francisco, and have 2 older sisters who already attend college at Syracuse and Philadelphia. And my parents are in the picture as well. In just a few sentences, I described my life and interests. And as you can see, it sounds like I already have a lot going on in my life, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to. Now imagine this. In a world where my product doesn't exist, I'm sure life would continue to be hectic from our day-to-day lives. Everyone would feel a bit stressed and with all the responsibilities they have to face. And it may feel as if there isn't enough time in the day to focus on things that really matter. And that we spend a lot of time on things that spend a lot more times on things than we wish. Even little tasks like doing laundry can be time consuming, confusing, and evidently be wasteful. Now, I'm sure the life I just described must sound familiar, and that's because you're all living this life. Luckily for you, I came and made living a whole lot easier. Introducing the Intelligent Washing Machine. Now, unlike all the other similar washing machines out there that claim to be smart, we use artificial intelligence to teach the machines things like proportions and algorithms to determine exactly how much soap and water is needed to thoroughly and effectively clean your clothes and other materials. And if you're familiar with AI, which I hope you are, you would know that it would continue to learn and improve over time, eventually familiarizing itself more with each cycle and improving with each wash, all while using just enough water. Altogether, we spend way too much money paying for water we don't use on a task that shouldn't take so much time. And if that wasn't convincing enough, let me put it this way. Studies show that we can fill up approximately 1,460 superdomes in New Orleans with the amount of wasted water we annually discharge from doing laundry. This includes all of the quote unquote smart washing machines that already exist, which by the way, still require you to manually dispense your soap into it. My product, however, doesn't require you to do so. You can buy whichever soap and bleach you want and empty it into the washing machine compartment one time, all while having, and all you have to do is put your clothes in there and leave the rest to AI. But as far as wasting water goes, I'm sure all you guys have heard your mom complaining about the water bill enough. So let's do the whole house a favor and just not give her any more reasons to yell. Now life can be stress-free and you can go about your day smoothly, knowing your clothes will be guaranteed fresh. And the steps you have to take are really simple and fast. Once again, all you have to do is throw your clothes in there and walk away, leaving you with more time to give attention to things more important like video games. So let's take a closer look at the product. There's a scanner on the inner lining of the door, so it can get a good idea of how many pieces of clothes are going in the cycle and how big the load is. The interior is built out of carbon fiber, which pretty much just makes it look cool, and a hypersensitive scale to measure how much clothes is on the inside based on the weight. It is also built with a stainless steel exterior, which comes in a variety of colors, a tint control screen, meaning you can control whether or not you would like to watch the clothes be washed. And our best feature is that you can connect it with any smartphone to send notifications like if the soap is running low or if the cycle is almost done. You can also connect it through Bluetooth and play music. But we didn't stop there. Introducing the intelligent dryer. Not only is this the first ever safe preheating dryer, but it also has a built-in anti-wrinkle pressing machine that basically serves as a huge iron. While the smart washing machine is in the cycle, it sends the information of how much clothes is in there to the dryer, determining how hot and how long this drying cycle should be. So why hassle to look fresh on the daily when this dynamic duo of literal intelligent machines can help you be the best dressed in the room at all times? Order now and thank you.
All right, great presentation, David. And in case everyone didn't know, the first presenter, Dawn, is actually David's twin sister. And David will actually be attending the University of Hawaii pretty soon. So really great project. We're really proud of him. And at this time, I want to go around the room and see if anyone has any questions or comments that you have for David. And I see Anthony has, is that a hand raised? Oh, that's applauding. All right, got it. All right, cool. So Anthony's giving an applaud. Let's see, I'm gonna just scroll through some of the comments. Osiris says, good presentation, great skills. Yes, and Donna Hill says, great. She thinks that this is a great idea because she hates ironing. And this is one of my favorites also. Miss Osa says, good job, David. Wonderful presentation of personality. Actually, good job, David. Love how you thought about what's important to everyone in the pitch. And Alan Smith says, well done, David. Wonderful presentation of personality, and the idea is priceless. Haha, very talented family. Got it. And I want to just open the floor. Does anyone have any comments or just any questions that they'd like to ask David or share?
I'd love to go again. Good job, David. I am proud of you. Love the presentation and how you were so thoughtful about all of us. You mentioned the water bill. You mentioned, of course, saving water, saving the planet. And then you mentioned the important things you need to do while the machine's washing. You got video games to do. So true, so true. But I thought that was a great idea. You started with what's already in existence and you stretched it to create possibilities. So this is awesome. And I do want to comment on the visual about that earth, the globe, reducing because of the water. That was a great visual. My question for you is talking about the ironing and the washing and all of that. Did you figure out how the smart washer could maybe move the clothes from the washer to the dryer without us interrupting our video games?
Kind of wish you didn't ask that question. Whether on the standpoint of like stopping to stop what you're doing to move the clothes and stuff like that, that is one thing. I would say probably the only flaw in my project, unless you guys think of anything else. But other than that, I did think about something like that, and because of that, that's why I included the part where it would send the information of like how much clothes is in the washing machine. It would send that to the dryer. And as I mentioned before, like the dryer would like preheat and also like kind of start the cycle early a little bit. So as soon as you put your clothes in there, you could just shut it and then boom, good to go. But yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, good point. And chances are, the way science goes, the next cohort or somebody down the line will develop on it and put a connection. Maybe the two will be connected with something in between, but that's what science is about. You do it, bring it to this level, someone else will connect the two, and we don't have to interrupt our video games or anything like that, right? Good job, thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for that, Miss Osas. And Carissa in the chat, she says, when the detergents get low, can you pair it with Alexa and have it go straight into your Amazon cart? That'll be epic.
Sure, yeah. I mean, she's welcome to join my little business I got going on. I'm sure she, you know, great minds think alike. So yeah, I would love to have her on the team for sure.
Yeah. And Ellen says, well done, David. Wonderful presentation and personality. Your idea is priceless. Yeah, we actually this is my second time reading that note. But Jalissa has a question. She says, now the $1 million question is, does it fold and put away the clothes, David? Great presentation.
Nah. Nah, not yet. Not yet. That's gonna be part 2.
All right. And Anthony says, very relatable. I also love that you address conserving water. And that's a good point. And Miss Ora says, you did a great analysis of other smart washing machines and how your idea compares. Great thinking. All right, perfect. Then Byron says, very considerate and mindful on many levels. All right, great job, David. All right, cool. So thank you everyone for your questions and comments. We do have one final pitch. This is from Mona, but she's actually not here at the moment. She's overseas right now, so she won't be able to present, but we do have a copy of her pitch and I'll just present it for her. So Carmen, if you're able to, can you screen share and pull it up on your end? All right, great. All right, so this is called the shield ring. All right, next slide. All right, so Mona's 16 years old. She's going to be a senior in this upcoming school year, and she would love to major in biomedical engineering in college. Her hobbies are snowboarding, video games, hanging out with friends, and playing the guitar. She's in a family of 5. She has 2 older sisters that's graduated from college and are currently living with her. All right, so why is her project needed? So many men and women are scared of walking alone at night, and there have been many cases that have risked people's lives. There are many different types of people who walk alone at night. People who defend themselves, people who run, people who freeze in situations when they're startled. That's how a device like this could be helped. All right, so when people walk alone in the night, there are many probabilities such as getting kidnapped, assaulted, or killed. All right, next slide. So how it works. All right, so the shield rings have many components that could save someone's life. So this is a ring with a silver shield on top of it, and when it is activated, the shield will turn blue. How the ring works is it's an app where you will activate the ring and enter your information. After you activate the ring, this is where the properties come in. When you triple tap the ring, it will send your location to the police and your friends and family. When you hold on the ring for 10 seconds, you will be put on a hotline that will help you through the situation. All right, the Shield Ring app. The Shield app is only the start of the Shield Ring and helping many people. When you download the app, you will have to make an account. You will have to verify your location every few months. You will also add your family's contacts and add people that you trust the most to ensure your safety. You will have to verify your information about yourself. All of the above is completed, and you could stop worrying about the ring and forget about the app ever existed. All right, so what's currently been done? So Invisaware is helpful in many ways, especially if you are getting abused or sexually assaulted and don't know how to escape. How this product works has to do with the charm. When you double click the back of the charm, it will alert your friends and family. A text message with the link of your location will be sent. And if you want to add a 911 feature, you could wear 5 individuals in the police force will come to your location and help. All right, so how is AI used? So without artificial intelligence, the ring would just be useless piece of jewelry. So the way AI is implemented is there's a chip inside the ring. The chip has to do with the app asking for your location. The chip has all your information and your family's information and contacts. So whenever you interact, the ring is activating the chip. Statistics. According to the chart on the bottom right, both men and women don't like to walk alone at night much because there is too much violence against them, which include kidnapping, assaults, and sexual assaults. So 1 in 5 women get raped or sexually assaulted. 1 of 10 men get raped or sexually assaulted. Both men and between the ages 21 through 30 get kidnapped. So everyone is a victim when it comes to walking alone at night, and it's time we change that. All right, so the risks and limitations. So there are a few risks and limitations. Your attacker could see what you are doing and you could be in more danger, or you could accidentally activate it by laying on the ring for longer than 10 seconds. All right, perfect. And that's the end. All right, cool. So we just wanted to add that and give Mona a little bit of shine, but she's overseas. But again, I'm definitely proud of her. She put a lot of time and effort into that pitch, as everyone can see. And Ms. Watson says that this is a very creative and thoughtful presentation. Yes, and Shamika says she loves the Invisaware. All right, and Alexis says that there's an app like this, but her phone always dies. All right, yep, all right, cool. So perfect, all right, and protective jewelry. Yes, all right. And Ellen says, great idea to keep everyone safe and a wonderful presentation. And Carissa says it reminds her of Moonlight, but if your phone is dead, it's not helpful. So I think the ring is definitely a great alternative because someone might grab your phone before you could hold the button long enough. Got it. All right, really good feedback here. All right, great. And Anthony says, wonderful to promote awareness that there are tools out there right now to keep people safe. All right, and Miss Osa says that she loves the merger of safety and jewelry. All right, a lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback. So that wraps up our presentations. And just overall, we're just so proud of everyone that had the chance to participate and show their ideas and their projects. And we thank everyone for joining us to see. And at this time, I just want to pass the mic to Ms. Kim Watson and just have her share her thoughts and insight also.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone. And before we close out, I want to ask Ms. Donna Hill from Senator Scott Wilk's office to take the mic. She has a special presentation.
Well, first I want to thank you guys for Derek was very diligent in getting me together. So I want to thank you and Ms. Kim for inviting us. You know, Project Joy was.
Your mic went out. Your mic went out.
There we go. Moving around too much. I said Miss Kim and her Project Joy were Senator's pick for Nonprofit of the Month a few years back, and we're so proud of all the good work she does. As far as these presentations, they are amazing. You know, I obviously watch much too much science fiction because I love science, but this is not what AI. I was looking for robots, and it was a whole thing going on in my head. So I want to thank you guys for educating me for what's really going on. And also, I need all of these things to happen to make my life easier. I have too much to do. So on that note, Senator Wilk is so into advancing youth, advancing business, giving everybody the chance and the opportunity to do well. And so on that note, on behalf of the state of California, we have certificates for all of you. I'm going to have to kidnap Derek at some point and drop them off. Hopefully he won't have a shielding, but so we have, if I can, there we go. So I've got certificates for Ms. Dawn. I'm not gonna mess up everybody's last name. Okay, Miss Christina. I should have made it for all these proud mamas too. So you guys are gonna give me some more work to do. Miss Laby, Mr. Joy Watson, Mr. Carlos Ramirez, Mr. David, and Miss Mona, who's overseas. So we have these for you on behalf of the state of California. We want to thank you for all your diligent work. We also want to thank AIEDU. It looks like you guys did a whole lot to make this happen. And Project Joy, you're amazing. God bless everybody. And Derek, I'll get with you sometime this week and we'll get these delivered to you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow, you guys. Okay, this is amazing. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. And thank you, Senator Scott Wilk, for recognizing our youth. It really means a lot. Like, as you guys saw, our youth are amazing. We've only been with them a very short time. This cohort started, I believe it was July 7th. Like Derek said at the beginning, it's only a couple of weeks of AI literacy training that AIEDU or Tanner, Christina, their team put together and so graciously allows us to use that curriculum. It's amazing. It's play-based, it's immersive, and look at what comes out of it. I mean, my mind is totally blown. I feel like Laura now, it's like, I could go on and on. So I will not do that. I'm gonna stick to my script. I just want to say, cohort 3, you guys rocked it. Like, you're brilliant. Like, seriously, you guys are brilliant. There is no stopping you. Whatever it is you want to do, you guys can do it. And that's what this program is about. It doesn't matter if our youth want to go into STEM or not. It doesn't matter. If they want to go in fashion, you guys saw the diversity here. Fashion, medical, marine biology, the washing machine concept with David, entrepreneurship, you name it. Our goal is to equip them to succeed in whatever it is they want to go into. I don't care what it is. We want them to be equipped. And so that's the bottom line for this program. And so collaboration is key, you guys. For those of you who joined us today live and you hung in here for the whole 90 minutes, we thank you. We know your time is valuable, but our youth are even more valuable. So I cannot thank you enough for showing them that you care, that you believe in their visions, and that you're supporting them. It's invaluable. So thank you for your time. Ways that you can further support our youth and our program, because there's 2 more cohorts to go, is be a guest speaker. We have guest speakers, diverse backgrounds. You'll see the slides. Actually, you can cue those slides up while I'm talking so that we can pay tribute to our guest speakers, because we really want to honor those who dedicate their professional time and they come and they speak and impart into our youth. So those slides will start running at any moment, and here they go. Thank you, Carmen. And also by hiring. A lot of our youth are available to work, whether it's to work on our project, volunteer for your organization, intern with you, or be hired, whichever. Please, those opportunities we welcome. Financial support would be the other way to partner on this project. Yes, it takes money to run it. We're super grateful to the Department of Mental Health, LA County DMH. This is a 1-year pilot. It's scheduled to end in January. We're seeking further funding so we can continue this. As you can see, it's making a difference, and our youth are just brilliant. They need these outlets because that's all it is. They were just given the opportunity and the outlet, and they did the rest. Amazing. So there's our speakers, our guest speakers for this cohort 3. Michelle Harrison from Huntington Publishing, powerful journaling. She has a wonderful testimony. Shamika Bogard, MSW from USC, motivational speaker, nonprofit entrepreneur at a very young age. We have Sergio Ramirez, cohort 1, coming back. He said he wanted to come back and impart, and he's doing that. And I think it's going to flip again, because I know there's some names that I missed. And I'm going to let it flip because I want to say these names to be on the record. Collaboration is definitely key. Those are our handles, Project Joy USA. We now have a YouTube channel, guys. Look at Project Joy Media. You will see all the past cohorts and their pitch presentations. You can just binge watch it, okay? Just binge watch our youth and their creativity and be inspired. And like I said, I'm going to let this circle because I just want to give voice to these amazing professionals who have dedicated their time to our program. So here it is. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And you can throw things in the chat as we get ready to exit here. Aura Tanner, yes. The founder of AI Educational Project. Denise Diaz, Department of Mental Health, LCSW, who teaches our youth every cohort on mental health practices. Byron Brantley, my dear board member from Lockheed, and Nick Kramer from NASA. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for imparting into our youth and doing one-on-ones with them. So I have made the complete circle. I have honored all of our guests verbally. It's on the record for those who watched the recording. So that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have anything else, let us know. And we are family. We are family. So youth, we got you. You're not alone. Anything you need, we got you. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ms. Donna.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh, good to see you, Chris.
That was so awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it and learned so much. Thank you so much, Project Joy.
Thank you, Darrell.
Me too. Thank you, Miss Kim. It was good to see Joy of Project Joy. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Proud of you.
Thank you for the invite, Derek. It was great to see just the community coming together and our youth just showing the collaboration, and it was really great to be in the presence of these inventors. Our future is definitely secure. So thank you very much for the invite.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you. This is Aura. The pitches are like getting better and better and better. Like, I have no words. It's just really showing that they're understanding it. And I can't wait to go to the YouTube channel. So I'm excited about that. We'll be sharing that link widely. But yeah, thank you for continuing to incorporate our curriculum into your programming. Appreciate it.
It's amazing, Aura, and you see the fruits of it. So please keep going with it. I know you're doing updated versions and all of that. Oh my God, it's so amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, you guys did great. This was fantastic. Bye.